Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show this evening. This evening we have a very interesting show. We have a repeat interviewer. Came on December the 8th, 2015, coming home from prison. He came home in pretty good condition after spending 31 years in the Department of Corrections. Today's date is the May the 18th, 2017. He's been home a little less than 2 years, and we want to start with him, and we want to talk to Billy Foster about his condition from CDCR back to society after 31 years in prison. So we want to welcome Billy Foster to the show. Welcome to the show, Billy.
Thank you. Good to have you.
Welcome to the show, and we're glad to have you on the show. We interviewed you this past Tuesday, and this past Tuesday, you found out on yesterday, I think it was, that you are, in fact, diagnosed as having cancer.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we want to go back and we want to come where this initiated from. Okay. And callers, we have a live show here tonight. We want you to call in and be able to ask questions about this subject that we're going to talk about this evening. And I'm going to give you the phone number. It's 415-861-6648. That's 415-861-6648. But we want to talk to Billy about this condition that he has. And this condition started in the Department of Corrections while you was serving a sentence of 31 years.
Yes.
Okay. And you were sentenced to how much time?
I was actually sentenced to 26 years to life.
26 years of life. And you did a total of 31 years.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in your time of doing your sentence in the Department of Corrections, you were injured in an exercise program.
Yes.
Okay. And you was injured for the simple fact that they took the weight out of prison, and you were conditioning yourself as you had been doing before they took the weights out. So you wanted to continue your conditioning.
Yes.
Okay. And you, how did you get this condition?
Well, as you said, I was very athletic. I had been working out. You know, in prison, you have to kind of work out with whatever materials you can find, because they had discontinued the weight program, and when they discontinued it, we had actually what could be called a full gym. You know, we had weights, we had barbells, we had dip bars, we had all that. Governor Schwarzenegger had just become governor, and he took all of our weights. So then we had to work out with whatever we had, whether water bags,
human
beings, which is the situation that was at hand when I hurt myself.
Let me ask, how did you form your condition that you have now?
I was working out. I was doing an exercise called squats, and I had actually I had a man on my shoulders, and I was doing squats, which is an exercise where you actually squat all the way down and then come back up again with this person on your shoulders. Well, I got about halfway down, and he twisted himself on my shoulders. Well, when he twisted himself, it twisted me. And it pretty much destroyed my back.
So a couple of days after this incident happened to you in your exercise program, you went to the MTA, you went to the doctors.
Yes.
Because you was in serious pain.
Yes.
Okay, so you wanted to go to the doctor to find out what had happened in your exercise program.
Yes.
So they see if they can give you some help to ease the pain.
Right.
Okay. Now, when you went to the doctor, what was the diagnosis that the doctor gave you?
That there was nothing wrong with me.
Okay. And what did he do? Did he prescribe you some kind of pills or something for the pain?
Actually, all that they would do for me was give me Motrin. And that's all they pretty much ever did, was give me Motrin.
Okay. Now my understanding is Motrin is a pill stronger than aspirin, stronger than Tylenol, and it eats your insides.
Yes.
If you don't have food or if you don't drink.
Right.
Plenty of water with it.
Right.
Okay. So over a period of time, they prescribe Motrin to you, and you. How many times did you go to the doctor about this pain?
Numerous. 20,
Okay.
25 times.
Okay. So what they did, they sent you to a psychiatrist to see if whether it was,
Eventually, yes.
Okay. For what? What reason?
They believed that I was, they believed that I was, one, faking, and two, that it was psychosomatic. In other words, that it was a condition in my head, not an actual condition.
It wasn't an actual injury.
Actual injury, yes.
Okay. So the doctors came up with what?
The psychiatrist said that, in fact, I had met pretty much all the checkpoints for pain, and that I was, in fact, in serious pain and not faking.
Okay. So what did they do then, Billy?
What they actually ended up doing was at this time I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't move. They put me in the infirmary and pretty much handcuffed me to the gurney upstairs in the infirmary because they believed that I was faking. They didn't listen to what the psychiatrist said. They believed that I was faking.
Okay. So over a period of time, you kind of like learn how to deal with this pain, how to live with this pain.
Yes.
But you was in serious pain.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you continue to go back to the doctor over a period of years.
Over a period of
telling
years.
them that, hey man, I'm hurting, I'm
Yes.
in pain.
Yes.
And their diagnosis had continued to be that you okay.
Yeah.
Here's another prescription of Motrin,
Right.
and continue to do your program.
Yes.
Now after that injury that you had, you worked in PIA
Yeah.
as lead man, AA number.
For numerous years.
Okay. So you put your work in. You worked.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And by you working in prison, you should have had medical treatment that you was asking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you continue to work in Soledad State Prison for a number of years until you went in front of the Board of Prison. How many times did you go in front of the Board of Prison?
8 times.
8 times. Okay. So you finally went in front of the Board of Prison terms, and they found you suitable
Yes. After 8 times. Yes.
to come back to society.
Yes.
Well, they felt that this crime would never happen again, and found that you had did all the programs that was necessary for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what age were you when you went into the system?
I was 20, almost 26.
Almost 26. And you're how old now?
55.
55. So
In fact, I'll be 56 in July coming up.
okay, so you've been on almost 2 years. October will be 2 years?
Yes.
October will be 2 years that you've been on.
Yes.
Now you did your time, you paid your debt to society,
Yes.
okay, and you came home 2015, October.
Yes.
You went to work, got a good job, went to school,
Yes.
completed that.
Yes.
You came home and you went to the doctor in your community, and the doctor told you what?
Pretty much that pretty much that I had 5 discs from my complete L series, my L1, L2, 3, 4, and 5 was pretty much destroyed, and my sciatic nerve was caught in between my L5 and my S1. To the point where my nerve is, for all intents and purposes, dying.
Okay, okay. Now, the doctor that is treating you now asked for your medical records from CDCR.
Yes.
Okay. And when he received your medical records from CDCR, what did he tell you?
He said that that, as I said, my L1 through my L5 was...
Okay, I know that, but did they know about this condition?
Oh, yes.
Prior to you coming home?
Yes. In fact, they was very adamant about the fact that there's no way that they could have not known about this.
Okay. So they knew about this condition when you were going to see the doctor?
Yes.
They knew that they knew how serious your injury was?
Yes. It was evident. It was evident in my medical records.
Mm-hmm. But they continued to give you Motrin?
Yes.
And told you, well, nothing wrong with you, go back to work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. After 31 years, you came home and you saw a doctor in your community.
Yes.
The doctor sent for the medical records from CDCR.
Yes.
They received the medical records. He examined the medical records and he found out that they knew about this years before you came home.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, about 15 years before I came home.
Okay. Now, you continued to work.
Mm-hmm.
You were driving people from appointments and different things, continued to work. And this got worse to the point to where you can't do this no more. You went to your doctor told you, if you don't stop working, I'm going to unassign myself from treating you.
And that's pretty much exactly what he told me. He said if I didn't stop working, that he was pretty much going to stop being my doctor because he didn't want to take responsibility for what was going to happen.
Okay, okay. Now, the conversation that we're having today, Billy, this is a very serious conversation because, see, people that come on from CDCR, a lot of people have injuries,
mm-hmm.
and they're not told about it in the system. And they come home and they go to the doctors out here in their communities, and the doctor tells them, hey, man, you're sick. Yeah. There's something wrong with you.
Yes.
From hepatitis C on down to AIDS, on down to cancer, on down to whatever. They've been told this,
mm-hmm.
you know. And I mean, it's a blessing that you came home. It really is. You know, you begged to come home and you got found suitable and you came home.
Yes.
But now you come home with a serious illness, a very serious illness. You have muscle spasms.
Yes.
You have this that's destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And now, yesterday, you went to the doctor and you was told what, Billy?
That in all likelihood, I have cancer in my bones. What he said was that there's one of two things that is likely going on. One, that I either have a immune disease that's directly affecting my bones, i.e. my discs and my nerves, or cancer. When I went to my doctor, now this was the surgeon that told me this. Mm-hmm. When I went to my doctor, he said that it was highly probable that the immune disease or the immune condition, that they were one and the same. That the immune disease is actually cancer, that they're one and the same. Because the immune condition that was affecting my bones, my discs, was literally in my bone, was literally in my disc, which means it was a bone marrow condition, which means cancer. So either way, whichever one it was cancer. Mm-hmm. So pretty much what he told me is I have developed cancer by CDC not treating me.
Now, and this was told to you yesterday?
Yes.
And you went to the doctor again this morning.
Yes.
And what test did they run this morning on you?
They did a nerve, what they called an EMT. What it is a nerve conduction test. And what that is they put these pads on my legs. They wanted to find out whether or not the nerve problem, the sciatic nerve, had went to my legs, because I was having severe spasms in my legs. My legs would just go out on me. They would just completely go out on me. I'd fall to the ground. I was having convulsion-like spasms, and so they wanted to see whether or not that was the result of actual nerve damage in my legs. So they did this EMT, put pads on my legs to see whether or not my legs was my nerves in my legs was actually affected. They found out that, in fact, fortunately, thank the Creator, that the nerves in my legs were actually okay. Mm-hmm. That there was no nerve damage in my legs. Then they put needles in my back to find out whether or not the condition was centrally located in my spine. Mm-hmm. And in fact it is.
It is in your spine.
Yes. The condition that exists is centrally located in my 5 discs. They did what could only be called like a spinal tap. They put these needles in my spine, and it was so painful that it was probably one of the most painful things I've ever experienced. And they found that, in fact, there's the condition is centrally located in the 5 disc, and it's pretty much severe.
Now, my understanding from our conversation, you mentioned that the doctor said that they could operate and might work 50-50.
Might.
Okay, but if they operate and correct the disc, you still have cancer in your bone marrow.
Yes. There's not really much that they can do. It boils down to this. Because of the nerve damage, because of the extent of the damage to my spine, to the 5 disc, and because of the probability of cancer in my bones, that no matter what they do, it's not going to help. In other words, it's gotten to the point where even if they fix the discs, I still have the nerve damage, and I'll still have the bone marrow problem and the cancer.
Well, we want to bring on, and we want to say that this is something that could have been corrected.
Yes.
While you were in CDCR, CDC, this could have been corrected, and it wasn't. And you come home with a condition that worsened.
Severely.
It worsened, and now you've been diagnosed as having cancer, and the cancer, from my understanding of the conversation with you, is inoperable.
Pretty much.
Inoperable. They can't operate and get it. Okay, but it's not over with, because you're still going through the treatment of finding out whether it can be taken from your body or not. So we want to ask the viewers
that we need a little help. We need a little help because Billy is in a position now where he's paid his debt to society. He went to prison. He did his time. He came home. He tried to even come home and give back. You know, he's a Native American. He does the sweat ceremonies. He talks to the youngsters. He gives information that they need to be part of this world. You know, he gives back. You know, we want the viewers to help in anything that you can help him with. You know, if it's $1, $2, $3, anything you can help him with, call the station, call Bayback, call and ask for me. You know, and give generously to Billy. Billy's in a tough spot right now. He has disability where he gets $1,200 a month. His rent is $1,100 a month. So he has $100 left over. And he's been doing this for a whole year. So he got to make a decision either to pay PG&E or buy something food with the $100, or he got $100 to last him a whole month. But his rent is $1,100 a month. So if you can help Billy in trying to help him get back on his feet, we need help here. We got a man that's home, a new returned citizen that's home, and we need help to help him get back on his feet. You know, we're gonna bring him back in some weeks, not no months, in some weeks, back on the show, and we want to be able to talk to him and be able to allow him to tell more about his condition. And we will appreciate you guys' help any kind of ways you guys can, because Billy needs help. He needs help. You know, so we doing what we can, man. We gonna do what we can to help you, and try to get it out to the community, to society, because they need to know what goes on, man. You know, we get injured in prison, and it goes on like this. So we want to thank you for coming on the show, and keep on doing what you're doing, man. You know, it ain't over until Fat Lady sing, and she hasn't been warmed up yet. You know, so hang in there, Billy.
We thank you.
It's gonna work out, man. It's gonna work
you.
out. Yeah, it's gonna work out. So we're gonna bring Billy back in a couple of weeks, not months, in a couple of weeks, and allow him to continue his story and do the things that we're doing. So we want to thank you for viewing tonight. Look at the show on YouTube. You know, we're gonna play this on YouTube tomorrow. We put it on YouTube, and you'll be able to look at it and view it and tell us what you think. But if you can't help him, call Bayback. Call me at the station here and help him if you can. We want to thank you for watching the show tonight. And always remember, we got another blessed day above ground. We got one more day to get something right. We don't know what it is, but we're going to get something right. Thank you for watching the show tonight. Good night.
Thank you.